To part 33 of the Hunter Baby Challenge, Season 2. And in this episode, Zeb hangs out with her dad. Also, it's a weekend of sadness and skills. The reason I say sadness and skills is because Zeb is doing skills and everybody's going to be upset and mourning for the next couple of days. So everybody's sad. Nothing I can do about that. It's like everybody is forced to be sad. Like, well, you're going to have to be sad. We ain't really giving you much of a choice, are we? It sucks. It really does suck. So we got Zev hanging out with her dad at the Lex restaurant. Oh, I like this restaurant. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I try to build some restaurants. I built the Long John Silver's. I built Hooters. And yet, this is my best. This is my best one. You know, Prince is going to outlive everybody. He's even alive at the end of Zeb's reign. Zeb's reign. By the time Zeb gets married, you know, as Zeb gets married at the end, Prince is still alive. He's an elder, but he's alive. And I wanted Zeb to get married before her father died. And that happened. I wasn't trying to rush it. He did get old at some time, and I aged him back down to an adult. And then he got old again, and I just said, forget it, I'm not doing it again. I aged him down one last time. He does get old after this. Sometime after this he gets old. And then I'm worried about him dying. And then she loses her mom. Her dad is still around. He's an elder. And she ages him back down. And then, well, he ages back down one because he's immortal. And he does get old again towards the end of the he does get old for this again. And then instead of bringing him back, Zeb's like, I checked MC Command Center. You can check it to see how long they have left before they die, or before they age up. And Prince had a month before he died, and it's like, well, Zeb, and hopefully he'll be done with her half of the series, and have her 50 kids and gets married before he dies. Zeb, enjoy hanging out with your dad, and because sometimes at this point I didn't know how long he was going to be around, because people die, Sims die. Try this experimental dish, even though you can't make it as a group meal. That sucks. Experimental dishes should be made as a group meal after you try them. Yeah, so while we're getting through the whole weekend here, everybody's just going to be sad. The whole time, everybody's going to be crying, and it's going to be annoying. Come on, people. It's not like it's a real death. If it was real life, sure. I can understand why you would need a couple of days, maybe more to mourn. But it's a game. They come back as ghosts. Calm down. You get to see them again as ghosts. You can still spend some time with them as ghosts. So the grieving is unnecessary. Unless you don't plan on wanting to hang out with them as ghosts. It's like, well, no, I don't want to hang out with them as ghosts. It's not the same. Then you can choose to grieve. But if you want to hang out with your sim, even if they are a ghost, what's the point of grieving? You understand? Because I know in real life you can grieve because there's no ghosts. People don't come back as ghosts. But in Sims they do. So the whole grieving thing is nonsense. If you choose to hang out with, them and keep a relationship with them, as goes, and you can bring them back. If you choose to take the time to bring them back, with Ambrosia. What's the whole grieving? What's the whole point of grieving again? I don't understand. If they can come back, what's the whole point of grieving? I don't understand. There should be a choice. Like I said in the last video, it should be a choice to pop up. Okay, toddlers shouldn't have to make this choice. Toddlers shouldn't have to be grieving because they already got enough. They already have enough on their plate. Toddlers already emotional. Don't add death to it. So anyone like child age and older should get a notification each asking if they choose to grieve. It's like this so-and-so's died. Do you want to grieve? You click yes, you got the normal 2 days to mourn. You're sad for a couple of days. Not, you know how many times I'd be clicking on it? But Zev, just say a best friend died, or no, more like a cousin died, who she barely knows. She's not gonna grieve. or the Sims, they have cousins from their dad's side that died, who they don't know, and start grieving. You can avoid all that. They don't have to people. No more grieving for people you never even met. You can't force people to grieve. I know grieving's a natural thing, but not when it's. You shouldn't have to grieve when it isn't necessary. When you don't grieve, doesn't mean you're heartless. I can't remember the last time I cried when somebody died. Well, yeah, it was in 2015. At the end of 2015, around Christmas. I had a friend who I met at a convention. We cosplayed Twisty the Clown, and he died. But I knew him. I cried for a few days. That was different. I knew him. But when somebody dies and you never even met them or hung out with them, that's kind of pointless. To mourn somebody you never met. Games shouldn't have to force Sims to mourn over somebody they never met. Like with the toddlers, they shouldn't be forced to mourn over people they never met. Toddlers are already emotional. Don't add death to it, please. They're already emotional. They get emotional about everything. Don't add death. I feel sorry for the little toddlers. They already go through enough. It's a long rant. It's carried on to this video. Because everybody's sad and I'm talking about it. And everybody is sad. I'm trying to get everybody to cry and just get it over with. There's no aging up in this episode. Well, there's aging up in the next episode, though. Everybody's over their sadness pretty much. It takes 2 days to get over sadness. And when somebody finally gets over their sadness, somebody else dies. I hate that. That's happened. I forgot where that happened. Oh, yeah. I was in the Super Sim Challenge. And some of Prince's friends were dying. Like the Lex people from Lex. Like the Lex crew. They're all getting older and they're dying. And every time one person dies, Prince gets over them, and somebody else dies. And he gets over them, and somebody else dies. They cut it out. Cut it out. You're not going to force my Sim to be sad. Well, you can't force my Sim to be sad. He wants to be happy for at least once. My gosh, you can't keep people dying on him. It's like, what if a sim died every 3 days? Then the sim will never be happy. The sim would love that. Anyone people who create sims would love that. They just create the game so your sim can't be happy. They just have people die and they be sad all the time. They'd just be so depressed. I want my sim depressed. I know what depression is like. I've been depressed before. I had postpartum depression. Zoe was born. For goodness sake, it's not fun. Give me something to drink. It's hard to get the tea out. I'm thirsty. Every time I talk too much, my mouth gets dry. Well, Sims, they cry. Sometimes it gets their, it makes their sadness thing go down. So they can get over it a lot faster. See, if you're triggered by just by depression, like this episode, this isn't for you. Because this episode might trigger depression. I feel bad. But I'm doing the episode anyway. Because what if something happens and I missed it? And you'd be like, okay, what just happened between one episode and the last episode? So I'm doing this video anyway. But the next episode will be better. Nobody's sad as much. I remember everybody at the episode when Zeb cooked pizza. When was that episode? I think it was in episode 30. Yes, episode 30. Zeb made a pizza and a cake and had outside party because it was warm outside. And nobody ate. The only person who was eating the pizza was Prince. Nobody else was eating it. Zeb and Prince were the only ones eating anything on that table. Everybody else was just so sad they didn't even acknowledge there was food. How can you make a sim so sad that they don't acknowledge there's food sitting right there? You can make a sim hungry because they're bored, but not hungry when they're sad? What kind of crap is that? Because I know in real life you eat because you're bored. Some people eat when they're sad, so make that realistic. Because I do have sims that eat because they're bored. And that is annoying. I had to lock the refrigerator away because sims were getting into it. Because they're bored. It's like, I don't like pizza, but dang, stay out of it. I had to lock the refrigerator outside and inside. I remember one time I had a sim that was ready to go into the fridge, and before they could get something out of it, I went into build mode, locked the refrigerator away, and somehow the interaction was still taking place. The sim kind of teleported where the fridge was because I moved it while that person was interacting with the fridge. And they still interacted with it even after I moved it. And still grabbed something out of it. It's like, hey, this sucks. You can't do that. You just don't have access to the fridge when I already locked it. They still grabbed a piece of pizza. Even though I moved the fridge while they were getting into it. Before they even grabbed anything, I moved the fridge. And they still grabbed the pizza even after I moved it. This sucks. Because they moved along with the fridge, like inside the area room where I locked it. Like I made a little closet area. I made an area big enough for like a closet. I stuck the fridge in there. And somehow the sin teleported with the fridge. That's my luck right there. You get to see that. I think I did record that, I think. It's episode 35. Yeah, episode 35. No, wait. No. I thought it was episode 35. Was it the episode 39? Because I did write that down. Like Zed had to lock the fridges away because everybody was staying at pizza until it was gone. You know, in the kids who were getting into the pizza, that's the pizza, and there was like maybe 6 slices left. That's what they got left. That was their pizza for their party, the one they stayed into. That was their pizza, and the people that have invited over, it's like, well, sorry, there wasn't enough slices for everyone. You can thank the birthday kids for that. Anyway, started working on skills. Hey, everyone is pretty much over their desks. Except for the toddlers. There's 3 of the toddlers that are still grieving. Everyone else is pretty much over their desk. Oh, is not grieving anymore. So that's good, but we still got 3 that are still mourning. Hey, Sims, I got an idea. Stop giving my toddlers... If I got 2 toddlers with the same haircut, I can't tell them apart. If I have 2 Sims with the same color hair and the same haircut, I can't tell them apart. I know you all got a variety of hairstyles. Don't give them the same haircut. If there's other hairstyles. Doesn't make any freaking sense. Still gonna work on skills. Because we still got 3 kids that are mourning. So I have orange, plum, and the toddler with the pink hat. Pink and purple hat. Are the only ones that are not mourning. The other 3 are toddlers. Wait. Wait. Oh, 4 toddlers are not. There's still 4 toddlers. Because I had my play button covering one of the person's faces. One of the other toddlers' faces. And I couldn't see the other toddler. So I got 4 toddlers still mourning. And we still got half a video. You're clearly a good person to know. Yeah, like, I didn't know I was a good person. Thanks for telling me. Let's go to a nightclub with your brother Umar. Yes, let's just do that. Wait, did we cancel it? Please don't say we canceled it. Oh, it was at one place. There was that one Western-looking bar. And y'all danced to classical music. Yeah, we ain't going to that one. How could anyone... there was this one place, the Velvet Room or whatever it was. How can you call that a dance club? or a nightclub. How can you call that a nightclub? Just a bar, a piano, some chairs, and a radio, and one of them speaker systems that play music. How can you call that a nightclub? Are you serious? That's a joke. That place is a total joke. That's not a nightclub. It's a bar. Or a lounge, but not a nightclub. Dancing to a speaker music is not a nightclub. I'm sorry, it's just not. Nightclub is when you have DJ music. And you're dancing to DJ music. That's a nightclub. Blue Velvet, you're not a nightclub. Something with velvet in it who's calling themselves a nightclub. That's not a nightclub. That one, you know what I'm talking about? The one with there's a piano, there's chairs, and there's a bar. And a little speaker that plays music. Hanging up on the wall. That's not a nightclub. That's sad. That's what that is. It's not a nightclub. That's a bar. Get it right. They want to be a nightclub so bad. And it's not a nightclub. You know what I said I was going to build a Pokemon house? Well, I'm not, because there was only Pokemon stuff for a teen's room or a kid's room. And that's it. I found some interesting Pokemon wallpaper. It's only enough to make a kid's room or a teenager's room. And that's it. You can't really do much with the rest of the house. But what I can, though, is replace that with a futuristic looking legs. Because I plan... Oh, and when the patch comes out with 350 swatches... like I said, I'm still going to stick to like a regular floor plan with that. Not a Lex house. I could do that another time. But it's just going to be a regular house. Testing out all the swatches. Okay? Hopefully... I'm hoping that when a new pack comes out, there'll be more counters and stuff in the kitchen. Because I like to build kitchens. It's my favorite part of building is the kitchens. And I need more kitchen stuff. I like the kitchens in the dining rooms and sitting in a bar out there in the dining room area. That's my favorite part of building. Is building the kitchen area and stuff. So me resorting to custom content, because that counter and those bar stools and those chairs in the dining room table, that's all custom content. Even the wallpaper is custom content. Even that floor in the kitchen is custom content. Even that computer that he's using is custom content. I love using custom content. Yeah, I do. Some of the computers I put in my game are custom content. Some of the TVs I use. It's got the TV that's in here, in the living room here, is custom content. The toilets in the bathroom is custom content. Okay, we get it. I say custom content way too much. You kind of figure out what is custom and what isn't. Most of the stuff I get from Sims Resource. Except for that rustic pizza oven. I got that from Mod The Sims. Oh, and some of these computers, I downloaded off some Sims website. I can't remember. I think it was Pinterest or something. I can't remember. Somebody has these share files and Tumblr. Yeah, Tumblr, I think. Because that computer right there that Zeph was using, that was not Mob the Sims, and that was definitely not. That was definitely like a different share file. I just love custom content. Some of these beds is custom content. Like that one with the fox, baby fox on there. That's custom content. I got a Mac, like an iMac. That's custom content. I do have a MacBook. So I just don't support PC since that's what I use. I use a PC. I also like Macs. So I do use an iPhone. I heard the next iPhone's gonna be an inch bigger than the Plus. Dude, that'll be my next phone, an iPhone, when I upgrade in 2021. First, I gotta see what it's all about. It's like, ooh, I can upgrade to that. Because I have an iPhone 8 Plus now. And that came out when the iPhone 8s came out. I can't remember. But I got the red one with 256 gigabytes of space. And I haven't even used half of that yet. I get it because, one, I do take lots of pictures. And I do like music. I do put a lot of music on my phone. From iTunes. And I do a lot. I make my own photo collages from PixArt. And also, I had this app called Happy Color, which is kind of color my number thing. And I always save all the stuff that I colored to upload later. So I need a lot of space for pictures. And apps. And I hardly use any apps. I hardly have the time to use any app. If I'm playing, I used to like this one called Cross Stitch. I used to play that because it was the only color by number app I could find. Or color by letter. Whatever. It was the only color by number thing I could find at the time. Now I'm bored of that and I'm playing Happy Color. And sometimes I still do that one. I'm also playing Hidden Hotel sometimes. Solitaire Dash. Sometimes. And Merge Dragons. Oh, Merge Dragons is addicting. So, that's what I do. If I feel like I have some free time. Anyways, this is the end of this episode, so stay tuned for part 34. We're going to have some birthdays. Zeb will get a new boyfriend.